But right now in the Democratic Party, you don't have any candidate for president who's making reform even an important issue, let alone a primary issue. And of course, we had a president who was elected under the drain the swamp slogan. But of course, nobody believes he has any plan or have any intent to do anything to drain that swamp.
Yeah, I'm hoping that having him in office is that the whole thing was such a clusterfuck and that so many people are so disturbed that it's going to make people more politically active and more aware of the consequences of having someone like that in office.
Yeah, and actually, weirdly, unifying.
Yeah.
Because even though the Democrats are not doing this right now, which is really depressing to me, we have these things that we know we disagree about. And we fuel the politics of hate as we kind of yell at each other about these things. But there's a set of issues that we all agree about. And the most important set of issues we all agree about is the deeply corrupted nature of this government. There was a poll done by University of Maryland in the middle of 2016 asking about anger and frustration with government, found the highest level of frustration in the history of polling. And then when they asked the reasons why they were so angry and so disaffected with their government, the reasons people gave were all the same. Things like the influence of money, the influence of lobbyists, the parties care more about corporations than about. And then we broke them down about how do Republicans think about this and how do Democrats think about this. There was no statistical difference between Republicans and Democrats. Sometimes the Democrats were more concerned, sometimes the Republicans, and the levels were at 80 and 90%. So literally 84% of Americans would say it is big money that is corrupting the way our Congress functions, right? So here is common ground. And what was so extraordinary about the 2016 election is watch a Republican candidate stand on a debate stage. In September of 2015, Donald Trump stood on a debate stage and pointed to every one of those candidates and said, I own all of you. I've given all of you money, and I know the way the system works, and the system is corrupt. And he called super PACs an abomination, and he attacked the idea of money in politics. And so what that signaled is that Republicans, too, could be rallied to this cause of addressing this deeply corrupted political system. If only we could find the candidates who would do it. And I think what Donald Trump has done is teed up this moment where we can step back and say, look, we disagree about a lot of things, whether it's GMO or climate change, whether it's healthcare for all or college for all, whatever. We disagree about a lot of things. We got to work a lot of things out. But here is something we all agree about. And we should be smart enough to realize if we don't fix this, then none of the things we're arguing about matter. You can't, it's not serious to stand on a debate stage and say you support single-payer health care without also saying, but first we're going to fix this corrupted system, because there's no way to get single-payer health care in a world where doctors and pharmaceutical companies and insurance companies are funding elections. You can't say you're going to get climate change legislation in America without addressing the corrupting influence of money in politics, because the dirty energy industry has an enormous opportunity to block this change through the way we fund campaigns. So this is a moment where we should be able to get everybody in this political system to step back and say, hey, wait, the system's broken. We can see it's broken. The first thing we have to do is to fix the broken Congress. And if we fix that Congress, then we have a chance to have an argument about what policy makes sense for America. And we each have our views, but no views are different. But the thing we don't agree about, we should be able to agree on.